everybody. Once again, I'm Lehman Crafton Jr., aka Zorval Chana Less Than Guru. Today, I have a shorter video. As you can see, I am screen capturing my screen, and I'm in the little box. Basically, I wanted to show you the pains sometimes a Torg game master has to go through. These are 3 scenes from my Blood on the Blasted Lands campaign that were live streamed, and as a setup, I've been game mastering Torg Eternity for over 3 years now, and I've never experienced this before this actual game live stream. And before that, I have had things where villains might roll low for soaking, so they won't soak everything, and they'll take a couple of wounds, and then the next time they take a couple of wounds and get maybe 2-shotted. Or once I actually did have a cyber papal priest invoking a miracle, and he disconnected, and then he was easy to take out because he could not soak after that. But in this mega adventure, Blood on the Blasted Lands, that I helped create with John Watson and Brian Reeves, I was taking a group live stream through it, and they're all posted on Roll Hit Die on YouTube. And at least three times, I didn't watch the whole thing. I was trying to remember which occurrences happened. I definitely remember these 3, so found them. These are 3 times that the villain rolled to soak and rolled a 1 and ended up basically getting one-shotted. So it is when you roll a 1, it's a mishap or a disconnection, and you cannot change that unless you're a player with either a perk or a second chance card or something like that. So while the first time you'll see can be exhilarating for the players, it really can. It can be like awesome. You think you got this really powerful opponent out there, and your group comes together and the game master rolls that 1, and since we're doing it on a virtual tabletop, the roll's out there for everybody to see, and therefore, boom, you cannot do anything. And if they did a high amount of damage, then they're going to one-shot your villain. So you'll see that I kind of just rolled with the punches and was like, okay, that's what happened. I didn't try to fudge rolls or pull some make-believe special abilities or anything out of thin air. I just went along with it and let the Storm Knights have their day. But then at the very end, you will see karma. So I will go ahead and I will show this. This one happened in the very first act, the big bad end guy of the first act, Jawbone, a techno demon.
I said, but you got your extra PD or
range? Yeah, I build that into it.
So they're calculating the roll to roll.
Yeah, what's his toughness?
And then they are determining the hit damage to the toughness.
Alright, he's gonna soak.
He's gonna try at least.
I'm sure he'll soak some of it.
Oh.
Oh. Wow! Huzzah! 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 That's what we do from board, the top of the boat. Land boat, sorry.
So this is why he was pretty much the only way was that he can't add anything because he rolled a 1.
Right. Yowza.
And he doesn't have 4 wounds.
No, most of us don't. He does. This guy over here, he does. He is. So
basically, he got one-shotted. He went from not having any wounds to rolling a 1 to soak. You saw that they were very happy. Okay, that's happened. We discussed how some characters and villains might have more than 3 wounds. This one did not. And basically I described, his name was Jawbone, so I had the bullet hit him in his jawbone and go through him, and that's how they dispatched the Techno Demon. So we will switch to the next scene that I have verified that this happened, and this was in episode 6, and normally it took about 2 episodes, 2 sessions of 3 hours apiece, roughly, to get through an act. So this took place in kind of the first third of Act 3. And while this wasn't a big bad end guy, it was a character that was somewhat major, and 2 different Storm Knights actually put a romance on. So I had kind of a romance love triangle-y thing going on, and so the characters are kind of somewhat invested in this, and then boom, another role. So you'll see how this goes down.
So 3 wounds and 6 shock. Who wants to soak that?
Yeah, she will try with that. She's not 16.
And do I heal shock, or does she have to take it?
Yes, she has to take it.
Oh! I will heal some shock.
So now they don't realize that this actually, the 3 wounds took this character out. They were expecting her to have 3 wounds, but she had less.
Uppercut her with it?
Yes, stabbing. Oh, that doesn't make her vulnerable, though, does it? No, but she's still very vulnerable. I'm ready to shoot.
It throws her back into a crate, and it crate splinters, and you see the out of her chest is one of these pieces of wood from the crate.
You just kill her. Yeah. She will come to soak. It's not like... No, that's fine. Demons roll 1 to soak sometimes. Apparently, it's
Apparently, it's a habit or something. And yes, it was a habit. The first techno demon they encountered rolled 1 to soak and died, and this one rolled 1 to soak and died as well. A lot of that silence, again, was me trying to figure out and verify, yes, there is nothing as a game master that I can do. I don't have cards. I don't have a second chance. I can't prevent this. So, okay, let's just go with it again. So then we will switch to the next scene. So this one is set up a little differently. I guess they did it differently each time. I wasn't the one setting up the live stream. But this was in Act 6. So the second to last act. And the main... I wouldn't even necessarily call her a villain. It depended on how the party reacted with her. But it is a kind of a main important NPC of Act 6. And she didn't have big bad end guy stats, and I talk about that during the session. But she was very important, and yeah, you can see how this goes a couple of acts later.
5. So that's 4 wounds. And against him, and he has an 11 toughness.
Correct.
2 wounds and 4 shock for him.
So he was going up against 2 of the villains. Really?
Ooh.
Really?
So, Lima, can I spend a possibility for her?
Yes, your romance. So, again, it was a major person, rolled a 1 to soak, and I'm just like, really? This really just happened again? And one of the players had played a romance card on her. Again, romance cards in my rolls 1s to soak seem to happen. But he offered, hey, can I spend a possibility on this? And the first knee-jerk reaction was, oh, a way to get out of this, I'll do it. And then we realized that, no, it doesn't matter. A 1's a 1. It's a failure. You can't just add possibilities to it. And yes.
But a 1 is still
Well,
a
like
failure.
a one's
A one's a
myth,
one. Yeah, okay.
It's So yeah, this is what happens with like every end. Like I can't even say she's the big BEG because you look at her stats and it's not BEG stats, but still she's like the main person at the final act. What is this, like the third or fourth time that I've rolled a 1 for the soak?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the last time that happened in this game. But then we completed the game in the very next session, and after that, I became a player, and one of the players, Rod up there, became the game master, and now you will see Karma.
I'm going to go on and spin the coup de grace because I would like to.
You're at a delta of 12 right now.
So he did a lot of damage. He's going to add a coup de grace on the big bad end guy, or gal.
Yeah, I'm about to.
So a 29.
Pretty decent damage.
How many did I spend this round already? I spent 1.
Just one,
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
or one that we saw.
Yeah, one that we saw. That puts me there, so I'm going to spend another 1.
Maybe you'll do what happened, Liam, and so many times you roll a 1.
Maybe. So 29 minus 12 is 17. This is 3 wounds and 6 shock. And
Wow, way to call that.
That was Robert
That was
calling it.
perfect.
Robert
Perfection
calling
right
it a
there.
shot right up there.
Oh.
You can look up, and that's the face that you have when it's just like, I can't do anything about this. And it was great. My little square is unfortunately hiding Robert, who did the previous one as well as this one and called it, which is amazing.
We lost Rod.
yeah. That's what that feels like. That is terrible.
So yes, that is what that feels like. So I thought that this would just be a fun video to throw together to show my experiences across Blood on the Blasted Lands, and then it being completely reversed in this last session. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, because it was really fun. I understand, as you can see, I was clapping as loud as anybody else, but I completely also understood what it was to be the game master in this situation. So once again, I'm Liam Crafton Jr., aka Zorval Chan Less Than Guru, and until next time, I will catch you later.